Allora,
Today we talk about abstract art and abstract painting and figurative painting. And the most important thing when talking about abstract art or figurative art is the color palette. Once we have chosen our gamma of colors, which can be either cold or hot, we can choose to harmonize and calibrate the work of art by throwing the colors onto the canvas or using a daub of colors and making our work of art that way. Today let's make this example here. We work on two complementary colors, a light blue and orange, and mixing them in equal parts, let's see what comes out. When mixing these two colors, we have to be careful that we use a little bit more light blue because the orange is a very strong color, and to make it a little more neutral, we need to mix them with a little more light blue. And let's see what comes out. A more neutral color has come out, and one that we would like more to use, and it is a grayer color, one that is more appropriate for painting. The color is Bistro. Once obtained this Bistro color, we need to separate the Bistro into two equal parts, which is one we leave a little bit into its own shade, and the other part we mix with a little bit of white so that the color can be clarified a bit. Once done as such, we find that they have to be equal parts, this white that we use and the Bistro. Once obtained this mixture between the white and the Bistro and having clarified the white, we need to do the same process 5 times in equal parts. Now we do something different. We take a small portion of red and mix it with 4 times more blue, light blue, and let's see and please do see, what concert of colors you can create with these two complementary colors. Once we have prepared this new color, we need to clarify or clear the color even again 5 more times. What we are doing now is preparing the painting. We are not painting. In fact, as the great poet Tagore, or Tagore, or Tagore, Tagore, once said, I have spent my whole life tuning my instrument. Now that it is tuned, my life is over. This is so that we can understand how important the preparation phase is. Since we are still preparing and we are not drawing yet, or not drawing, our next step is to take the light blue and the red, and at this point, it's not a question of 1 to 4 or 1 to 5 parts, but 1 part red and perhaps 8 to 9 parts light blue. Also for this color, we want to clear and clarify it 5 to 6 times. I am using a gouache white. Now, for the white. Why am I using a gouache white? You can use acrylic white, but the gouache white is slightly less expensive, and the color remains acrylic with the other two acrylic colors. Because I am using gouache white, I can mix it with not only the acrylic but also an oil color. This is a benefit. Next, we take 4 to 5 parts of red and 1 part of light blue, and we mix these colors and actually use white, again the gouache white, to clear it another 5 times. Once we have gotten the tints and their respective clarifications, we could create more hybrids between the colors by finding ways in between, with mixing one or the others, or one. I would say we should be content with what we have, and instead of making other tints, we need to work on our work of art. Once we start on our work of art, we can use a knife to use the colors and make a profound base by using the colder colors. Let's have fun and be bizarre and use the knife randomly. Let's have some more fun and use the other cold color, and then once we have used this color, we can proceed to using the warmer and hotter colors. And let's have fun with these ones. As you can see, I have used every color that you can find in the table, in the palette of colors. What do you think? Do they look harmonized? Now we can take a brush and work on it by perfecting it with the brush. I didn't have a precise idea in mind, but was using the paintbrush casually. Also, the knife I was using casually. Now with a knife, we go and work on it with a certain technique. Now, I don't have anything precise in mind with the knife either, but we need to use it so that we can create a gradient. Now, inexpert painters usually might make the mistake of mixing the lighter colors with the darker ones. This is mistaken. What you need to do is use the brush or knife by making a gradient all over again and using it bit by bit from dark to light. This obviously also works the other way around when you have to go from a light color to a darker one. Naturally, this works also when you do figurative art. In nature, it is normal and it is usual that the gradation is gradual. Like you see in a person's face. Whereas things that are made by man usually do not have these properties, usually, and nature usually they do. Being an abstract work of art, we can also leave thick layers of painting so that we can give it a material perception. Now, after having fun, let us move with the gradations of colors by, like we were saying before, moving between the dark and the light, and again the light and the dark in gradation. Now we can also use other complementary colors like yellow and purple, or red and green. But now, to even use and make it even more performant, we can use a triad of colors like we were doing before, but this time using 3 colors. To use this triad, you need to find a color and 2 other colors that harmonize. The harmonic triad is even more fascinating and performant and beautiful than the dual. But this we will see in the next video.